Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast podcast. I'm your host Ken here with our other hosts, Valentine and Loot Muncher.
Yo,
How you guys doing?
good yourself?
Great. It's great. It's always a great time talking to you guys. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching and retweeting and hitting us up. Totally appreciate the love you guys have given us. And we want to talk about a few things today. Starting off with all the wonderful newcomers that have gotten to Snap, comes into the stream, and they're asking questions about, should they stay in pool one and pool two? Um, it's very odd because I got a lot of mixed reviews from that. Val, what's your take on that?
Don't don't hang back in pool one or in pool two. I get the desire to min max, especially in a game where you're earning three types of currencies. You look at it in a way of, okay, if I utilize all of these credits that I'm getting now and I hold on to them and I climb in just pool one. We've talked a lot about the way that collection levels affect who you're going to be ranked with in chats with new players. And I think that's had an adverse effect and made people think if they hang back, they're only going to face pool one. They're going to have an easier time climbing. And then at the end of their climb, they're going to have they're going to be flush with credits. They can dump it all into cards and just plow into pool two or plow into pool three, unlock a bunch of cards at once and be ready to go. There's two problems that I personally see with that. I've had people say that they've run into this problem, and I've had people say that they were not affected at all. So to each is their own. But I believe that unlocking like 7 to 10 cards right away is going to overwhelm you. The point of the progression path is to slowly unlock this card. How does it work with the cards I have? Let me throw it into a deck or two. Let me play a few games with it. Okay, I like it this way. I don't like it that way. It works here. It doesn't work there. Rinse and repeat. If you get 7 cards all at once, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're just going to go look up net decks. You're not going to know how they work. You're just going to throw stuff together, and you're going to both be overwhelmed by what you have and then underwhelmed by what you've gotten. You're not going to enjoy the cards that you've earned. The other adverse effect that that's going to have on you potentially is jumping into that higher collection rating right away. That means you're going to see just as many more cards as you jump straight into pool 3 and you have 10 new cards in pool 3. You're going to start facing people with 10 cards who have climbed their way up in pool 3, know exactly what they have, know how to work what they have, could have synergistic decks that you don't know how to deal with yet. I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, I'm watching these streams so that I can learn pool 3. That's a good way to go about this, because if you're just hopping into the deep end in pool 3, you're not going to have a good time. You're going to get your butt beat for a while. So number one recommendation, spend your credits early. Right. When you get to pool 3, absolutely. If you want to start min-maxing the way that you upgrade cards, that makes perfect sense to me. Right. But until you hit pool 3, I really would advise it.
I totally agree with that. Lou, how you feel about that? You in the same boat?
Yep, I feel the exact same way. I think Val has a very good min-maxing and like logical way of thinking about that and explained it very well. I will add on for a fun factor. For me, the fun of this game is to play with new cards. So why wouldn't I want to continue and unlock new cards and get cooler cards and build new decks? That's the whole fun part of it for me. So why would you rob yourself of that joy? Because you're getting a slight advantage, and I'm not even sure how much you would, achieve from it or anything like that. So I think from a fun standpoint, you just want to be unlocking those cards, testing them out, playing them, like we were talking about last week with new players. Like that's something I suggested: play with new cards. You unlock a new card, play with it. So like, why would you wait? And then overwhelming. I could see someone like that, especially if they're not used to card games or anything. If it's one of their first card games, they just really like Marvel or something like that, or maybe they played around a little bit with Hearthstone or something and followed Ben over here. Just 10 cards all of a sudden, 10 pull 3 cards. Like I could see that being very overwhelming.
I totally agree with you guys as well. It's something I do tell them to do is get your cards, play with all of them, right? Even if you lose or win, just put them in your deck, see what they do, learn them, and go for it. But there are some people who say they definitely just want to wait. They know what deck they want. They're going to just stay in pool 1 and pool 2 and just wait till they get all the cards they want and then actually start playing with just that deck. So I don't know if anybody who's watching this done that already and they've been successful. Please let us know. Leave comments down below because I'm intrigued to hear that. So yeah, I mean, pool 1, pool 2, pool 3, all great different types of decks that I've been seeing recently now, of course, for everybody asking questions coming in the stream. They don't remember the good old days and the bad old days with the Nova card. The Nova, that was one of the best times ever. The Moon Girl, Dino, the Lady Sifs at 2. Those are great times. So we had a ton of patches since the beta till now. How you feel about the patch that we currently have, Luke? What's your take on the patch currently?
So I wanted to look back and think about this patch because there's two things that stand out to me. Is the Magic nerf that we had. I don't see Magic anymore at all. And I felt like Magic was in every single deck before and now just isn't played at all. So they might have nerfed her a little too hard. But see, I was thinking about it. I was thinking earlier today, I was like, what if they made her a 4 cost? But I'm like, well, then it's the same thing. Then you play her 4, Sarah 5, and it's the same problem we had before. So I'm not a developer at all. I don't know anything about that. So I will leave it to them to figure that out. But that might be something. Maybe they're okay with Magic being at where it's at, but I would like to see more play, whatever change they decide they need to do. And another one, I'm sure a lot of people, I'm sure y'all too, will. The one that I feel the most from the last patch, even though there's a few other changes with the Mr. Negative 2 power and stuff, but I think the change with how the costs work, the way they did with Crimson Cosmos and Big House and all that, that to me has been the biggest thing. Because I have definitely seen some lines of play. One thing I noticed a couple days after the patch was playing, Death Wave. I'll wave. All right, my stuff costs 4. Oh, right. I can't play these cards into Big House anymore.
Right.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Like I didn't think about it fully. But I think that's definitely the biggest change that probably has been done in any of the patches. Is I think that really reworks how a lot of cards work. So I really like that change. But yeah, I think overall the last patch was good. Just maybe hit Magic a little hard. Negative, I know that Mr. Negative sees a lot less play right now too.
Does he see any?
I don't see anybody playing Mr. Negative. No one.
But I'm okay with that because that is such a unique card effect. They release 1-2 cards that synergize better with him. He'll be back.
Yeah.
People will be back testing it. That's a card that as the card pool grows, that card will see more play. Yep. That card will come back around. So I'm not worried about Mr. Negative. He'll be back.
We have plenty of zeros out there, zero power cards that he can flip in the future.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not worried about it. That's definitely a card design card that as they release and get bigger pull, they will of cards to play with. You'll see stuff that will make him better again. So not worried about him, but yeah, that's my thoughts.
I think they nerfed Sif a little bit too tough.
Yeah. She did nothing wrong.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think
Bring back
Lady
Sif.
Right, exactly. 2, please. A 2 energy Sif is what I need. I mean, I don't understand what the problem is.
Oh. And I don't know about y'all. I actually still see Lady Sif play.
Oh, yeah,
so that's the amazing thing to me.
Of course.
Yeah, I still see Sif.
It's still inactive for me.
But what's crazy is, right, I'm playing Sif with Magic because I want that extra turn. So on turn 7, I could play Sif and probably even Ghost Rider at that time. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying about Magic for sure. We see her less now, but same thing happened with Okoye. When they nerfed Okoye, we stopped seeing her. She was remember, she was the deck in everybody's card at one point.
I feel like she's back.
But she's back, right? Because I'm playing with her now too. So that's what I'm trying to say. I think Magic will be back, even if they leave her at what she is. Yeah. I'm sure at some point people are going to find a way to use her, right? Because even now, I try to Lady Sif her and then bring her back with Ghost Rider on turn 4, right? Because then there we go. That's the game plan, kind of, right? So I mean, Magic, they'll find some ways to bring her out and play with her. So I think Magic is okay for now. Same thing with, like you said, Mr. Negative. I think they nerfed him perfectly. I think he's good now too. Until the future, they don't need to change him at all. But I definitely agree with you. I like the fact of the wording of the stages now makes more sense, and that's
so good.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that so much. The fact that we can play now on Crimson if we wave, right? The big cards can go there now. Especially now, even with Miles going from a 4 to a 1. So that's pretty good too. So I like the fact that we can use that to our advantage with the stages. So I totally agree. I think this patch that we had previously has been one of the best ones. Now, what about patches going forward? What is your takes on that?
Currently, like other than like adding new features to the game, like the collection tokens and battle mode and all that stuff, I think the game is in a great state as far as like balance and the meta and stuff. I don't think there's any cards that really need to be nerfed or touched. I don't see anything that's seeing crazy play in every deck or anything. I mean, I think probably the strongest card that some people would say needs to be nerfed is Sarah, but I personally think she's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Sarah's what people are thinking Sarah needs to be nerfed?
I mean, that's what I would think. I think if you polled and asked people what card should be nerfed, I think people would say Sarah. That's what I see a lot of people talk about as probably the best card in the game. And some people are just going to think that she's too good. I don't. That's think not what I'm saying.
Nerf that takes care of Sarah, honestly, because like with the energy, without having 7 energy to drop with Sarah on turn 7 consistently, I don't think it's a problem.
Right.
It's like, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I hear people complain about Daredevil. They're saying he's OP.
Yeah, I haven't heard that at all.
I think those people haven't been playing with Daredevil
right
3 months and understand how to work around him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. People are like, oh my gosh, you play a 2 cost and then on turn 5, he sees what you play. And I'm like, but that's not a problem.
Then play better.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look, they'll get to the point where, us players that's played with Daredevil a while where it's like, oh, I'll show my opponent this card and I'm showing you this card.
Correct.
So I'm doing that on purpose. But as patches go, I would I've talked about this here and I've talked about it on other podcasts I've been on, but I like to see more buffs. I think there's still a few more cards out there that could be buffed. Specifically, I've been looking at pull 3 cards. I think pull 3 cards is where buffs should be designated because that is something that you're getting later on.
Right.
I mean, you're in pull 3 for a very long time, from like collection 400 something on. So that's like a big thing that you want to pull a card. You really want to be excited about it and play it and try it out and stuff. So I think on my short list of cards that I'd like to see buffed is Crystal and Black Bolt.
Crystal.
Yeah.
I meant to write Crystal down. I completely forgot about it.
Right. Crystal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Crystal, I started playing with just a little bit in Death Wave right before they changed her. Just to try to, if I didn't have Death or Wave or Arrow in my hand, I could play her and try to draw those cards for my combo to finish the game off. And then right, like I was playing the card for like a week, really liked it, and then they changed it. And I think the change with Ultron.
What was it before? I don't remember Crystal.
Before you got to do the hand draw, if you played her in any lane, they changed to where you have to play her mid.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
So changes.
Wow.
What?
She didn't get any stat changes, right?
She did not. I just think it limits her like it limits Ultron.
Yeah.
Because Ultron was the same way. Ultron saw no play because he had to be played mid, or the most optimal play was mid because it was the
right. It used to be adjacent.
Yeah.
But now it's all other lanes. So I think if they changed her where it's just back to the way it was, I don't even think you need to reduce her cost. I mean, you could reduce her cost. I'd be okay with that.
If you don't give her any lane, she needs to be a 3/4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, she's a 4.
She's a 4/4.
Yeah, she should be a 3/4 or a 3/4.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't,
and I think if they do that, I think that's another good, solid pull 3 card. I don't think she's broken or anything, but just another tool that you could use. And right now, I mean, I'd love to see their stats. Has to be one of the least played cards. Has to be
100%.
And then the other one is Black Bolt. I really like the idea of Black Bolt. I think his cost just needs to come down and power to follow suit. But you just need to be able to play him earlier, I think, to get an effect, to get his effect off. I'm not even sure. Like, I've thought about 4. 4's good, obviously. I've thought about 3. Like, obviously, again, not a game designer. Don't know. I'm sure they could figure that out. But those are 2 cards that I definitely know that a lot of people are not super excited about because they've heard they're not great. So I just think in pull 3, not every card can be good or anything, but every card should have a little niche, a little something you could play around with, a little tool, especially in pull 3 cards. So that's definitely 2 cards I would like to see some kind of buff to.
I think Black Bolt's cool. I think he should stay a 5/7, but I think his
So
ability
he's a
should
5'8".
change. 5'8", sorry, should stay at 5'8". I think his ability should change to where he destroys all one cost in your hand at that turn.
Interesting.
I think
Yeah,
that would be better.
I mean, that'd really hurt like the kazoo decks that like to hold off to the last turn with
But that's what I'm
ones.
saying. And people who play like to play Sarah, right?
Yeah.
I would almost like to see him turn into a Moon Knight of sorts,
Right.
and
Something
also
like that, right.
discard your own cards too instead of just the opponent's.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a little bit that'd be a little bit tough there. But yeah, I agree with you. That'd be awesome.
No, we don't have
your cards.
a 5-cost discard at this point, right? For our own deck.
No.
Yeah. Which
You're right.
we also don't have a good two cost.
Costs. Nope.
We have
Right.
actually
Just
is
what's her
Colleen
name?
2?
Colleen is a 2, yes.
Yeah, but she's not a good
But
discard.
because she only lower cards. Right,
Yeah.
correct.
Like
And
she's
Blade is
okay
one.
in Hella because
Right.
it's a discard that you can play on Hella
Right.
and be safe with if you don't just have 6s. But like, I think honestly that Moon Knight and Colleen need to swap.
Mhm.
Give Moon Knight a 2/3, discard both, and give Colleen a 3. Give her a power boost if you need to. Just
3 something.
3 something, yeah.
The thing with that too, we have Sif is 3. Bring Sif back to 2. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, that's all we really need.
Right. We could leave Swordmaster at 3. That's fine. You nerfed Hell Cow and put him to a 4. And then when he was a 2, oh my gosh, 2/6. That was good time.
Insane.
Yes, that's when Swarm. We used to
Remember when they thought discard was a bad thing for your
right
hand?
exactly. We used to abuse that with Swarm. But no, I agree with you. I think if Colleen and Moon Knight switch and it brings Sif back to a 2, I think that would be totally fine.
Yeah,
I think that
discard in general, I think is going to be that one attribute that gets just toyed with for the next 5 years because it's kind of just it's broken.
Right.
You run into a Hella deck if it gets the combo off, you're done. You're absolutely done.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate RNG deck in Snap is the Hella deck.
Correct.
You get lucky or you don't.
Yeah.
That's true. I totally agree with that. I mean, the way I see it too, what decks are you guys seeing the most now being played? I'm seeing a lot of like Death Wave more so than anything in Destroy decks. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything else you guys are seeing currently.
A lot of Agatha.
Oh yes.
I'm seeing a lot of Agatha Patriot decks. And I still cannot pinpoint where that deck
Wow.
comes from, but I'm seeing
Agatha
it like
Patriot.
I'm running into like at least one person always running it, but then there's other random people that are running it too, and I don't know if they're just like seeing it and going, "Huh, let me try that."
Let me try this. Yeah, wow, interesting.
But it could also, I feel like it could also stem from the Invisible Woman Ultron deck. Which I want to say it was Hoog that kind of showcased it at some point over the last week or two. And it's been everywhere. You drop Invisible Woman, you drop some form of buff between either
Khazar,
nothing cards with a Patriot and a Mystique, and then drop Ultron there. That thing is everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. Invisible Woman is awesome for that. But that's a great way to play her. I was thinking more so in the Kingpin Arrow space, and of course in the Hella space. But to add it to now the Patriot space, I definitely did run into players who have that. That's why Enchantress is amazing.
And Invisible Woman is such a good versatile card.
Yeah.
You were just talking about Enchantress. I used Invisible Woman in the Iron Man Onslaught Red. What's his name? MegaRan. Yeah, because I'll play her first, so it hides them. And then so if they do Enchantress, they only hit the Invisible Woman. They don't hit the other ongoing cards.
We're finally getting to that point where you don't see Invisible Woman and just go, oh, okay, Hella's here.
Yeah, exactly.
Invisible Woman, you go, okay, what are you setting up?
Right.
What are your other cards? Oh, it's a Sunspot. Cool. It could still be anything. Like, crap.
That's what's happening right now. I totally agree. Also, new card we got so far, Miles. Have you guys been enjoying it? Still not a big fan of it. What's your take on Miles?
Miles is a good card.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like Miles. Yeah, I think he's a very solid card.
He's perfect in Cerebro 5. That's mainly where I use him. Polaris. Polaris is key to a good Miles.
I totally agree.
Maybe a Nightcrawler in a pinch.
Yep. Same thing. I'm running him with Polaris and Nightcrawler, so I totally agree with that. And Okoye. Try to get Okoye out early to give him that buff.
Nice.
So Stacy, Okoye's back for sure.
Oh, and just to jump back, one deck that I've been seeing a lot, I feel like 80% of my games I play against is Destroyer. I don't know about y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just see a ton of Destroyer. That's the first deck that popped in my head when you're talking about decks you play against. Destroyer all day, every day. It's just nonstop, but it's a good deck. And I think the main key with Destroyer are your tech cards that you run in there, the armor and the cosmos and stuff like that messes up your opponent's deck as well as playing into your strategy. I think that's a big strength with that deck.
Of course, the Daredevils, the Xavier.
Auto lane control.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I totally agree.
And it's perfect for those win a lane with one card missions that we can.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, one of those? All right, Destroyer, you're in for 45 minutes. Let's take that out.
I totally agree. Missions, what do you guys feel about that? Should we get some more missions? Should we get better missions? I think the missions get repetitive a little bit.
They're fine
Okay.
because we just hit global, but
Right.
I want more variety.
Okay, me too. Good. All right.
For sure.
But I get that they can just take what they ran for the last 6 months and run them for the next 2 months again.
Right.
And maybe start thinking of a little bit more variety in that sense.
Yeah, and I even like the ones where it's like play with this card in your deck and your card. I like those theme ones. I like that they're a little different. So I think they should. I think those should be every week. There should be one like that every week.
The only problem with those is you can't introduce like pool 3 cards to those yet.
Sure. Yeah.
I think you have to be at a certain percentage of people and players in, or you diversify. Like you can play a deck with this, or this, and like from each pool and give people options, and then I think it works.
Yeah, it should definitely be a couple cards because I think the past one was 2 cards, right? Wasn't it 2 options?
I remember they did Iron Man, and then I think they did Spider Woman.
Right.
Yeah. So something like that. I think if you do, the pull 1 starter, pull 2 cards, stuff like that, and give a couple options, I think it's fine. Yeah. But I just like that because it's a little different than the same thing of win with 10 or less power, or destroy 10 cards.
Get like very specific, and I would love it. Like gain 100 power by matching on reveal cards, right? So like, your Star-Lord hit, and you got the +2. That +2 adds on to the 100. Like little stupid
that'd be cool.
Things like that. Like have to explain it with a paragraph. Give me that kind of crap.
Well, then I just want to play Jessica Jones into Commentage.
Exactly. Yes, all day.
That's amazing.
Eat rescues with Venoms and you're good.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So any stages you guys are currently excited to see that's not been leaked, that's been leaked? Any take on that?
Well, I've been going around today. I always pop in chats during work and stuff. I don't know if I asked this question in Val's chat or not, but the Machine World should be tomorrow's location. Yeah. Should be. That was one that they named in the video.
Yeah, they already said Machine World. That's
okay. So that's okay.
Not even really.
And so we should. And so I've been thinking, what works with Machine World? Like what can you possibly do? And the best thing I've seen people come up with is Ronin.
That's really it. That's like the one consistent thing, but there's gonna be
something else.
Somebody's gonna figure something out, and it's gonna spread like wildfire. Like,
so for those who don't know, what does Machine World do?
It adds a copy of what you play into Machine World into your opponent's hand. So, if you can somehow get a black
Agatha in there,
your hand, that's what I said. Put Agatha.
Yeah.
Time for Agatha, and you just hope and pray that she plays herself
there. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you just have a 1 in 3 shot. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, that was amazing when it happened with Bugle, right? Like you'd go into Bugle with an Agatha,
yes,
and then you'd give somebody an Agatha, and it's like, well,
there it goes.
Figure this out. Like,
absolutely. I think I've seen a few people also say rock, but there's no way to reliably get a rock into your hand.
Exactly.
To play
That's the hard thing.
And then it's just one rock. So what are we doing here?
We got Subterranean already, so we want that stage to go.
Yeah.
That stage
if you end up giving your opponent like a Widow's Bite, they're just gonna give it back to you. Like you will literally trade Widow's Bites back and
the
forth
entire time
for 4 turns, and you don't get to play anything.
That is so true.
Which maybe that's what you want to do. You want like early power. You drop an Ebony Maw, then you drop a Black Widow, give them a Widow's Bite, and then it's just
back and forth. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun video to watch.
It's definitely one of those locations that I'm really interested in because, like Bar Sinister, like you see the combos and you can start thinking about stuff to do with that. But this is really one of those locations where you're like, what can I do with this? Because that's what's really fun, I think, with the weekly locations is because like there are ones like Daily Bugle that are just a good, solid, add some good randomness to the game. But then like Bar Sinister and stuff. So I'll be very interested in seeing Machine World. No spoilers or anything. Well, we can talk about this in a couple weeks or something. But I am really excited. I've been looking at the locations that are probably going to be for next month.
Probably.
Yeah, that I'm just saying.
Okay.
And that they're Wakanda themed, and there's some very, very fun looking ones in there.
I think it's
wait.
safe to say whether you want spoilers or not. Be aware that we know. I haven't looked at this list, but there is a list that just flat out says hot locations and featured locations for what, 2 months? Is that what we did? I'm pretty sure there's a list out there that is just straight up what we are getting for hot and featured locations for 2 months.
See, I've been old school in it. I just looked through the leaked locations and was like, that's Wakanda theme, that's Wakanda theme, that's Wakanda theme.
They have data mine, and we know December's stuff.
I saw that.
We know about I think we've all seen that one.
Exactly.
We don't have to talk about that one.
We won't. Not yet. We'll wait till next month, at least next month.
I guess no predictions on December.
There you go.
So that's just for all the listeners. You got to keep coming back until we talk about it.
That's correct. That is correct.
But I think there are some big predictions we can make about what December may entail, which we'll get to that
next month. We could do that for sure. So back on stages, is there any stages you guys want to see get nerfed?
Dream Dimension.
Yes.
Get it? Yes. So I've recommended this in the Discord. I didn't get a lot of love for it, but I think Dream Dimension should be on reveal. Next turn, your cards cost 1 more. It works in any of the first 3 turns, 1, 2, or 3. You still have cards available to you. Even if it happens on turn 1 and it reveals on turn 1, just on turn 2, you can only play 1 cost.
Right.
Not a big deal.
That's true.
But it still has a detrimental effect to your general flow. If you've built out a deck that has a specific flow to it, it still does what it needs to do, but it just doesn't completely destroy your turn 5.
On turn 5, yes, correct.
Yeah. Those are very expensive cards. You don't usually even put 2 in one deck. You might at most, but then to completely eliminate that from your game is, I think, a little too detrimental.
And I really like that change too, because then it's a temporary your whole hand icebox. Because icebox is one of those things that can flip and really kind of change your game plan or your opponent's game plan. But with that, it changes your game plan for that turn, but then it goes back to normal. So I really like that because I like locations like that. Don't get me wrong, Sinister London, stuff like that's really fun. But I like cards that kind of give you a small little puzzle that changes your strategy for a turn or two. Even instead of Sinister London, what's the craziest thing I can throw here?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Think about Dream Dimension popping out on turn 5. Like imagine you Scarlet Witch something, it turns into Dream Dimension. I would actually find that more fun if all of a sudden on turn 6 you couldn't play it.
Right, game's over.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's just so strictly adhered to turn 5, I think is what bums me out the most.
Right.
I honestly like turn 6. Like okay, use your low cost cards. Fill it up, figure it out. You have to do that sometimes if you just don't draw your 6 drops. So that's not crazy, but
I agree. I like that. I totally agree with that. I think Subterranean needs to go though. I think it needs to be down to 1 rock in your deck.
1 rock.
2. I'll take 2.
Well, see, I remember way back when people first started this discussion about that, and the other one that I can't name. Yes, I think that Subterranean should be 3 rocks. And the other one should be when you play it, you get 1 or 2.
1 rock.
Whatever they want.
Whatever
they want to decide on.
3 rocks on Subterranean.
But rocks need to be nerfed. Rock OP.
Every Lockjaw or Jubilee deck. Every single one.
Or make the rocks cost 2. Give me 2 power rocks, and I'll probably be okay at that point.
Throwing a rock hurts. It
Yeah,
should have
exactly.
one power.
So 1 or 2, I'm totally fine. And you give me 5 rocks, I'll be fine with that. But if you want to give me 0 power cost rocks, come on.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot the other day. My opponent had a lockjaw and 3 rocks, and I'm like, that must feel real good.
It's instant retreat.
That was literally me today. So.
Yeah, it's instant retreat. It's like, you know what? Oh, we got subterranean lockjaw. Yeah, retreat. Not doing that. Not doing that at all. But have any of your guys, streamers, come in and got to infinite, and based on what you guys told them what decks to use, have you guys experienced that yet?
I mean, I'm mostly just sending people to SnapFan or Marvel Snap Zone. Yeah. Like if people have questions about Pool 1 and Pool 2, it's been so long.
Yeah.
That for me, it's just like play Khazar and Odin.
Yes.
Like it's hard for me to like put myself back in that mindset, especially because a lot of those cards have changed. So it's kind of just like I point at SnapFan, I point at Marvel Snap Zone. They have amazing resources on like specific. Okay, I'm in Pool 1. What do the big cards do? What do I need to focus on? How do I build out a deck? I'm in Pool 2. What am I looking at? Like that's really where I send people, because I feel like I'm going to give advice that's just always thinking about running into Pool 3 cards.
Right.
Very hard to be in that mindset.
And see, that's another thing too that you're thinking about. You're thinking, all that was so long ago. The cards have changed. The whole meta's changed. So many cards have changed.
Yeah.
When you were playing Pool 1, there was totally different decks being ran and different cards did all effects and stuff like that, for sure.
Like Blue Marvel's a 5-drop. That drastically changes everything about Kazoo in my mind.
Right.
Yeah,
that turns Kazoo into a whole new deck.
Yeah, for sure. And so the deck that I haven't seen a lot of people like come to my channel or anything say anything, but on Twitter I get probably 3 DMs a day talking about the deck list I tweeted out. That was SuperTechGod's his Death Wave list that I climbed to Infinite with. Yeah. I still get people that say, "Oh, I've struggled in past seasons to climb, but I got to Infinite with this deck," and I just think that's really
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I've gotten people come in and ask me to pay me to play with their game to get them to Infinite. I'm like, sir, I don't do those things. What will make you think I would do that? I'm not doing that. But no, people come in. Yeah, I try the same thing. It's hard to get into Pool 1 mindset. It's just straight. You have White Tiger, you have Odin. Put them in a deck. You should be fine.
Yeah, profit.
Look at that.
Odin, profit.
Yes, that's it. White Tiger, Odin on White Tiger. Done.
And I understand the allure of climbing and getting those rewards. There are very good rewards for the end of the climb.
Right.
But don't worry about that. Play the game, have fun, learn.
Exactly.
There's going to be a new season in a week, and you can start the climb all over again. Then shoot for Infinite. You've got some experience under you. Got some cards.
Correct.
Try that season.
Did you guys hit Infinite on the very first season? Did you guys get Hulk?
Nope.
The only one I haven't hit with is the Wave one. Whatever the first 2-week one or whatever. That's the only one I didn't hit Infinite on.
Okay. I didn't get the Hulk icon. I didn't hit Infinite the first one either.
The first one I didn't do.
I don't know if I did the second one either.
I didn't do the second one either. When I first got Infinite was Daredevil.
I guess I might have hit it on Wave because the Wave avatar, the second Wave avatar was the Infinite icon, right?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I got that, but
I didn't get Wave.
I didn't get Hulk. Hulk was the one I missed.
Yeah. Hulk, that's the one I missed it. Whatever that first starter
season
one,
I didn't even think about Infinite. I was just more focused on.
Yeah, I didn't even understand the desire for that.
Hulk, Wave. I did not get Wave. It's only Daredevil season. I was like, all right, I have to get to Infinite. So Daredevil and
Thor,
Nick Fury. Yeah, no, I didn't get Thor either.
Oh wow.
Thor, I stopped at like 90 something. I had to go to a wedding for like a week, and I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to bother.
At least we can get them all. Like in the end, we'll get
later.
Yes, later on is cool, right? So after that, like I said, I got the Nick Fury one, and now this one and Daredevil. So, but yeah, other than that, I think everybody's excited about the next season. We all know, I'm sure we all know what cards are coming. Is there any decks that you guys can think about currently with Shuri and Black Panther that you can say, you know what? I'm definitely doing this.
I don't remember the deck off the top of my head.
Okay.
There is a deck that Willow Snapping has been kind of touting right now. with Shuri and Black Panther, Wasp, Odin, and it looks like it's going to be one of those decks that we're going to see stupid high numbers come out of with what he's doing. I think it's going to be like you're going to reactivate Shuri multiple times and then drop a Wasp at the end of reactivating it, and the Wasp is going to be like 300 or 400 power. It's going to be dumb, but I'm here for it.
I'm excited to try that too. I'm definitely go ahead.
Willow always goes above and beyond on stuff like that. Yes. Like I just think about simple stuff to start with. I'll think about more complicated stuff once we get it.
Think about this card, this card, good right. Combo. And then
I was just like, Wong into Black Panther into Odin. That seems really good. My Black Panther is going to be huge. It's going to be like 70 power. That's good enough for me.
I was just thinking Shuri, skip turn 5 and play Infinite.
40 power.
That's it. That's simple. That's simple, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta do.
I'll hit your opponent limbos and then hit that baby with Arnim Zola.
Oh, that'd be yes, Arnim Zola or Taskmaster, right? That'd be phenomenal.
Oh man. Well, see, I'm fine with you doing that. I'm just gonna lead her, so it's fine.
Shang-Chi too. Shang-Chi on that. But yeah, I can't wait for next season, guys. I'm very excited. We've seen a lot of people post up their awesome cards. There are some variants. Is there any variants you guys have that you think nobody else have? That you've never seen anybody else have, I should say.
I don't think so. Okay. Not that I can think of.
The only one I think about right now I got yesterday, which is the Venomized Scorpion. I've never seen it anywhere else.
Seen that a few times.
Oh, you have already? Okay.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So I got it yesterday, and I was like, wow, I think I've never seen anybody play this Scorpion before.
It was a couple days ago. I got Baby Thor in the shop, and I bought it. I just really liked that art.
Yeah, I have that one too.
And I hadn't.
Yeah.
And I had it chasing the Loki.
Yeah, I have that one too. Yes,
but yeah, I didn't see anyone. I had not seen that in game at all. I didn't even know it was in game yet. I was like, oh my god, I bought it. Bought it that day. Like the next 6 matches, my opponent had it. And I was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
But it's still cool. It's still a cool card to me.
Awesome. Yeah.
So a question, if you don't mind me, SuperTechGod, asking y'all too, because I know we're all kind of in the same boat. We love the arts and the variants and stuff. How's your wallet? Is it okay? Mine's not okay. But these super rares,
I don't think about
it. These super rares have been killing me. I've been getting some good ones. The other day, I think I had 4 good super rares that I wanted. I only bought 3 of them. I had to stop myself.
I think I've already gone through the super rares and decided these are the 3. These are the 3 that I will just drop $20 on right then and there to buy it in the shop. That's it. It's the pixels, man.
I'm about to say
the pixels.
That's my problem.
I think last night I had nothing but pixels in my shop. Yeah. Yes, I did. Yeah. So
just for the sake
so I have Shocker.
Oh no.
Drax, Spider-Woman, Brood, and our boy Star-Lord.
Oh my god.
I was like, should I buy all of these? I brought I brought Devil Dino. I don't have any of the Devil Dino, but
that was me on was it Friday night? I opened my shop at work and was just like, oh no. Oh, I've got White Tiger, I've got Spider-Woman. And there were 2 more, and I was just like, oh, all right, $35. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm still upset with myself. The Shang-Chi that you post on Twitter, that's the one I didn't buy, and I'm kicking myself. I love that Shang-Chi art so much.
That was a beautiful art for sure. Yeah, it's tough. Our wallets are definitely hurting, but listen, we're enjoying it, right? We got to.
Oh no, absolutely! Right? Like I'm fine with it. It's just hurting a little bit.
There's no better feeling than dropping that card right after you buy it, and you get the star emoji from your opponent on it.
Oh that's a great feeling.
That's right. It looks good.
That's correct. So that $2 million that Second Dinner got for the first week of Marvel Snap Global, I think half of that's from us, right, guys?
For sure. And I doubt they will ever give us that number or whatever. But I would like to see how much was on, because I'm assuming most of it was on season pass. But I'd like to see what it was on variants. But I feel like a lot of new players came in, saw that season pass, and I think the season pass is a great deal. I will definitely. People ask.
They push for that. Yes.
Yeah.
The welcome bundle alone probably brought in a couple $100,000 easy.
Yeah, for sure. Like anyone that asked me, is the season pass worth it? Because I have a couple friends at work that I talked into trying the game out. They played Hearthstone and stuff. I was like, try this out. And they're like, is it worth buying the season pass? Absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
For sure.
When you
like,
utter
not
the
even for
words
the
like,
card and
oh,
stuff,
you
just
get
the
more
rewards.
gold than $10 worth.
Yeah.
Right.
And people are like,
Correct.
oh, then it's just that makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't I buy that?
And then
Totally
you get
agree.
all the variants and like the Pacific variants, but then they also have the variants. Now, so a thing, now you were talking about Shuri and Black Panther, so maybe y'all know something I don't know or stuff, but I mean, it's still just Black Panther next month, right? That we are aware of?
That we're aware of. I think it's just Black Panther, but
well, see,
coming up on Pool 4-5 real soon.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't think that will be this patch because they said a couple patches for all that. And so if we do get a patch, it will just be the first patch after release. But I did want to ask you a little speculation. So we did see the thing where they said they were going to double down on season pass stuff. So could we see 2 season pass cards?
Put it at like level 25.
Yeah. I mean, I think that'd be really cool.
I hope I
think it'd be a great way to do it. I mean,
it was 2 cards on set. That'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is if they did that is would they increase the price and would the player base be mad about it?
Because I mean,
even if you doubled it, or maybe you make it where it's like a premium thing. There's a $10 one where you get 1 card, $20 you get the second card,
or 15
or something. Yeah,
right, yeah, I agree.
Or something that they could do with that. But I think that could be a cool thing that they could do to add more. Just instead of the collection 4 and 5 pulls, they could do the season pass thing. But it was just the way they said double down. Sure, they're just doubling down, but that also made me think: could we see a second card in the season pass? So.
I feel like that's risky. I feel like that's a really easy way to kind of burn some goodwill.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too. I feel like if you were going to try that, you would have tried it in beta.
Exactly.
Not after global.
Exactly. Don't do that a month after release.
But am I wrong to say that we already have a $10 and a $15 tier, right?
Yeah, there already is a premium tier.
Right.
That just speeds you up. That just unlocks the first 10.
What I'm saying is that then don't speed up and make the 15 2 cards and make it $10 1 card.
Make it where like speeding it up. Also, you could just put the second card at level 15.
Right.
And then you speed it up for $5 more. You instantly unlock that second card.
I like that.
You could even also make it so that the second card is a free unlock for everyone. Right? So you only get the free rewards as you level up the battle pass, and then at level 15, everybody gets Shuri.
Right.
But only the people that buy the battle pass
get Black Panther. I like that.
If you synergize the 2 cards well enough, you are really going to entice people to spend that $10.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I like that. You guys heard it here first. That's what's going to happen 100%. That's exactly what's going to happen. What Val said. I don't know what kind of insight he got, but that sounds like it's very accurate.
Should have had any insight whatsoever.
And so me playing host, asking y'all questions. One more. We got 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. That's the normal-ish time for a patch to drop.
The weekly loot question. Here we go.
Yes. What do you think? Are we getting a patch in 10 minutes? It's been a month.
Yes. It's the first of the month.
So? Okay.
I think so.
No
patch.
No. Okay.
I think they're going to stick with 50/50. Patch after new season. I know it was out of the ordinary for them.
Right.
But I think that went over better for them than releasing the patch the week before. Personally, I think that went better.
Yeah, I'm 50/50. I'm just curious. I love patches, obviously. So, but yeah.
I feel it will happen tonight, only because it is the first of the month. This is the extra week of the season that we have now, because normally this will be the end, right?
Val's checking.
I'm like looking to see what. There's a lot of people on right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's a lot of the Snap team on Discord.
Okay, right now. I'm telling you, I feel it's gonna happen tonight.
So I feel like we've looked at that metric before and absolutely nothing.
Didn't matter. That's true.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I feel that way only because of that.
Bias.
So I think we might get the patch tonight, only because of that. It's the extra week from the current season, and the new season starts next week. So why not put the patch out now?
And that's my thing. I meant to actually go back and count it today. I actually pulled up the website at work and everything.
Yeah.
and I forgot, but like 3 to 4 weeks, that's their cadence. So I'm expecting one any time now. So
Right. It'll be awesome if it is 8 minutes from now. That'd be fantastic.
Exactly.
Then we all can get on another quick podcast and just talk about look at the patch.
Patch notes, yes, exactly.
Let's break it down. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. If it doesn't, it is what it is. I'm just excited. I've been having a blast playing this game. Blast meeting you guys. I have nothing else to say currently. Anything you guys else want to share before we wrap it up?
I'll just one quick comment. Make the events visible, please.
I'll go one step farther. Make the events better.
Let's dive into this. We got 8 minutes. Let's dive into this.
If this Halloween event is what we're looking at, I'm not. The Carnage was fine. Passive event, everyone gets a reward, and you can go back and redeem previous days. Perfect.
Right.
Halloween, decorate a house, but I stopped there. It was like, oh, I can change the JPEG on this page.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm good. I have no reason to interact with this whatsoever.
And if the reward was 1,000 credits, sure, maybe you do it. But 100 credits?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Exactly.
I'll get 2 season pass caches today, and I'll get 100 credits. It'll be fun.
Exactly. And I did. It's not even like, I know you can't put it in the Steam app. That's fine.
That's the next question. Yeah.
Put it on. Still put a splash page up, and like put a star on, says only available on mobile. Fine. That's great.
Yeah, let people know.
I understand your limitations on that front, but also, why can't it just open in the Steam browser? Why is that not possible?
Look, it's a beta, Val. It's coming.
I know.
Calm down. Wait.
Access, but
we don't understand. He's right. Technology's there. I don't see what the issue is.
Yeah.
Very intriguing. Even if you put a hyperlink in there, I don't see why we can't click on it, open in our other browser.
Which I think they're afraid of that being out there, I guess, but it's not like it can't be data mined anyways. So.
Yeah. Or they want you to be able to only use the app to get to it versus being able to use a browser. So I guess I understand. But either way, yes, make them better, visible, and less crappy. That's my take. That's new verse.
That's not second dinner.
Yes, that's correct.
I want people to be very aware of that. That is not second dinner at all.
That is correct.
That is the marketing team on Newverse.
Newverse, yes, that is correct.
I'm hoping and waiting, and will be so happy for the day it's actually in client also.
Yes,
and not some weird delete thing that takes you away.
Flash website. It's like,
yeah, definitely not a fan of that. Have you guys been playing with BlueStacks still ever since Steam?
I've seen some people in Discord still, which
they are still using.
I want to say I'm baffled by, but like, I guess if that's what you're used to and that's what runs for you, and that's what your overlays are set as, sure.
Yeah. No, I opened up BlueStacks for the first time today since release, just to update my Snap fan data that I haven't updated since release. That's
a question for you. Do you use Steam?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, a little, not nearly as much as my phone.
So do you know about Snap Sync for Windows?
Right.
Yes. I just haven't got to it yet. Like, I've played on Steam once since release. So it's almost as often as BlueStacks. I mostly play on my phone recently.
Cool. Yeah, because Snap Sync is phenomenal now. It's been updated since we talked about it last. It auto updates now. It auto starts when you start Windows, and it's perfect.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I actually have that installed, but I totally forgot to do it, to set it up. So I need to do that.
Yeah, I only went to BlueStacks to get my Hulk.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
I had multiple people hit me up and be like, "Hey, you have an iPad, right? Can you
sign in for me?" Yeah, there you go.
Password. It's like, yeah, I literally did it on stream for a viewer. Just like, man, no worries.
There you go. See, so that's the only reason why I use BlueStack at that point.
That's fair.
But other than that, Steam has been great. I can't wait for the real full PC version, as long as it has, like we said before, some type of data on the screens that's not being used. That'd be amazing. That's what I'm waiting for. I had to accidentally, but I was having issues trying to get into a game the other day and on Steam, and I had to go on and log out and like sign in brand new, fresh. Start the game up. Do you guys recall the avatars talking?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did not remember that.
Yeah.
But that was amazing. I'm like, why don't they still talk? Why we don't have Avatar? And the cards were talking more than anything else.
Those were the first voice lines, I think, in the game before they were even like, there might have been one or two cards that had voice lines, but like, yeah, the avatars in the tutorial.
Yeah.
The first voice lines in the game.
Amazing. Why can't we turn that back on?
Yeah.
I want my avatar to talk. That'd be great.
Look, guys,
I kind of love
feedback.
a tutorial button too. Like, hey, let me replay the tutorial.
Right.
Like, that'd be a fun little video to make without having to make a whole new account.
Yeah. And that's another question I had too. Because you guys are content creators, I know a lot of content creators went and created a whole separate account. Are you guys about that? You guys want to do that? Is that something that you guys thought about?
Thought about it.
Nah, right?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you. I did not.
I'm fighting for my life to keep my top 25 wins on the leaderboard, which I dropped out of by literally one win before we went live today. I almost played a match before we went or just like, because I saw myself go down to 26. I was like, oh no. Poop Balloon is one win above me. Like,
stop letting chat. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it's I've kind of shifted focus away from streaming and try to focus more on QBrush.
Yes.
So just creating another account doesn't make sense for me. I've got all my cool cards and variants. I don't because I'll be one of those people. I'll be super sad. I create a fun new account, and then that super rare I really wanted my account pops up on my free to play account or my other account. I'll be like, no.
Yeah, not happening.
I don't even want to torture myself like that.
Not happening. Speaking of QBrush and everything else, I have done a couple things with other creators, which have been cool. I know one of them is out now, which I did a video with Binks showing him the same Death Wave deck loot and having him play it. And that was pretty fun. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I did another one with somebody else. I guess we'll talk about that when it comes out. I don't know how he feels about releasing that stuff. How you guys feel about, I know, Loot, of course, QBrush is your baby. It's phenomenal. People are just using it, playing it, having a good time. I know you guys, Sokawa and Raj played today. Mm-hmm. They're in real life.
So their first land.
I didn't realize that was in real life. Like, I watched the clip and I had no idea until I saw it. I was in another chat. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. IRL Snap. Weird.
So that's pretty awesome. Is there any type of, I guess, content you guys have been working with other people that you guys have been enjoying? Val, I know you can't answer. You already told everybody in the last video. If you guys didn't see it, check that last video because Val already told everybody.
Well, one thing I wish you would have said something about this before. I would have asked Stone Donkey, but I'll kind of blow the lid off this now. Me and Stone Donkey's been working on something for a week now with a weighted draft system. So something more like Hearthstone, where they will have rarities and they will pop up more often than not. So try to create an actual draft format where we are looking at the cards and assigning it and how often they show up and stuff like that. And my idea behind it was, because I reached out to him about it, was the idea behind trying to get something that we can use once we get the battle mode, the in-game battle mode, something where you could, creators or a tournament, QBrush, everyone could draft a deck and it'd be better than just random cards. Just right now his program just throws random cards at you, no rhyme or logic to it or anything like that to it. So I think actually trying to craft a format behind that would be a really cool and fun thing. So we're currently working on that, and hopefully should be out soon for people to start testing it out, because it's going to be something that we're going to need to tweak and change and iterate over time. But that's a super cool thing to be looking forward to.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm still waiting for Val's thing to happen so I can see that.
That should be finished this week.
Amazing.
That is the goal is to be released by next Tuesday.
Amazing. That's going to be awesome.
So hopefully by the end of the season.
Oh my goodness. Cannot wait. It's
Get hyped, everyone.
It's 8:03, guys. How are we looking on the patch?
I think nothing. I'm looking at the server is quiet as a mouse.
Okay. No patch.
Sad.
I guess we're waiting for after the season, like Val said.
Telling you, next Wednesday.
Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see Black Panther. It's going to be a good movie. Can't wait to play with Black Panther and hopefully Shuri.
Good movie, good card.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
I'll be playing with Black Panther, waiting in line to get into the theater to see Black Panther.
There you go.
All right,
I did the same thing with Thor.
How many people do you think you're gonna see playing Marvel Snap, sitting down waiting for Black Panther? I was like looking around when I was playing at Thor, and like I did see one or two people like, oh, what's that guy doing?
Right.
Like you see a Marvel card on the screen, you're kind of like, what is that?
What is that? Yeah.
But I feel like this time it's
Everybody.
It's literally going to be everywhere.
Yeah, no, I had someone ask last time with Thor. It's like, what is that? Like they just saw a card flash, seen a character. I forgot. I think it was Iron Man, and they're like, what is that? And I told them about it, and so I told them to go check it out. It was still in beta and stuff. But yeah, I think this game is super cool, and I think people will find it. Even people that just like Marvel movies. So.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. People who like Marvel movies, who like card games, whoever, both. This game is great. Free to play. Why not try it out? A lot of people I know playing it, I would never expect to play a card game, but because it's Marvel, they're playing it.
Kawa got his dad to start playing it.
There you go.
Like, yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like social media, I follow so many like different video game things, and just everyone is playing it. Everyone is talking about this game. Like It's definitely broken off just regular card strategy players. Like it's definitely broken more mainstream. Did y'all see the God? I can't remember his name. I have the worst memory. The rapper that did the rap over the music.
Oh yes, over the
Sonic.
Yeah, over the theme song, over the theme music. Yes.
Yeah, over the theme music, he did a rap. MegaRan, that's what it was. Yes. I thought that was super
contemplated cool. Subscribing to his Patreon just to get that whole version of that song because he only posted like 45 seconds.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It is.
Yes.
We'll leave a link to that video down below so you guys can see it as well.
Yes,
for sure. All right, guys. Listen, this has been great. It's been awesome. We got some cool things coming in store for you guys. So please subscribe, like the channel, stick around for the next episode. We're gonna have a good time. Can't wait.
Woo.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Later.